Hello everyone and welcome to my channel again. My name is Sahil and I have completed my BTech in E-Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering from VIT Pune. And later on I am pursuing my MTech in Computer Engineering from here at VJTI Mumbai. I have also had an opportunity to work in radio astronomy research at IUCAA Pune, which is Inter-University Center for Astronomy and Astrophysics. In this series, we are exploring the radio astronomy, the science of studying the universe in radio waves. Unlike optical astronomy, which refers to visible light, radio astronomy allows us to observe invisible signals coming from some of the most energetic and fascinating objects in the universe. In today's lecture, we will explore the celestial radio sources, the astronomical objects that emit the radio waves which our telescope are detecting. Understanding these sources helps us to learn about stellar evolution, interstellar matter, black holes, and even the future and the structure of entire planets. Now, the first question that arises is what are the radio sources? A radio source is an astronomical object that emits the radiation in the region of radio of the electromagnetic spectrum. These radio waves travel across enormous distances in space before reaching our Earth, where they are detected by instruments called radio telescopes. Radio emissions can arise from several physical processes, such as thermal radiation from gas or synchrotron radiation from a charged particle moving in magnetic fields, atomic transitions with interstellar matter, or plasma interactions in extreme astrophysical environments. Different objects produce radio waves in different regions. Some of these sources might emit continuous radio signals while the others just produce few bursts or few pulsars. In this lecture, we will focus on 5 important types of radio sources: pulsars, hydrogen clouds, plasma jets near black holes, supernova remnants, and last are the radio galaxies. Now, one of the most fascinating features of the radio universe is the pulsar. A pulsar is a rapidly rotating neutron star formed after the explosion of a massive star in a supernova event. Neutron stars are incredibly dense. A single teaspoon of neutron star material would weigh billions of tons on Earth. When the stars rotate, they emit super narrow beams of electromagnetic radiations from their poles. If these beams sweep across our Earth, we observe regular pulses of radio waves, similar to those of lighthouse beams that appear to flash when they rotate. And that is why pulsars are often described as the lighthouse models of universe. The pulsars can be extremely precise. Some pulsars rotate hundreds of times per second, making them the natural cosmic clocks. Radio astronomers study pulsars to understand extreme physics of neutron star interiors, gravitational waves, and the interstellar medium properties. Now, another extreme example of radio sources in astronomy is neutron hydrogen gas in the space. Hydrogen is the most abundant element in the entire universe. Large regions of space are filled with interstellar hydrogen clouds. These clouds emit radio waves due to a very special atomic transition called the H21 centimeter line. Inside hydrogen atom, both the electron and proton behave like tiny little magnets because of their spins. Occasionally, the orientation of the spins flips from parallel to antiparallel. And when this happens, the atom releases a phase of radio radiation. This radiation has a wavelength of precisely 21 cm, corresponding to the frequency of about 1420 MHz. Although this transition is very rare for a single atom, space contains enormous amount of hydrogen gas. So to be combined, emission becomes detectable. This signal allows astronomers to map hydrogen throughout the Milky Way galaxy. By measuring the Doppler shift of the 21 cm signal, scientists can determine the galactic rotation or the distribution of gas in spiral structure of the galaxy. The hydrogen line is therefore one of the most important tools in the radio astronomy. Now, some of the most powerful radio sources in the universe are found near the black hole. When the matter falls towards the black hole, it forms a rotating structure which is known as accretion disk. In certain situations, magnetic field around the black hole can accelerate charged particles to very high speeds. These particles form a relativistic plasma jets that shoot outwards towards the pole of the black hole. As electrons spiral along these magnetic field lines in the jets, they emit radiation through a process known as synchrotron emission. Synchrotron radiation is very strong in radio wavelength region. These jets can extend thousands or even millions of light years into the space. Radio telescopes allow the astronomers to observe these jets and study the black hole activity, energy transport in galaxies, and the magnetic field in the structures in extreme environments. Now, another important radio source is the supernova remnant. When massive star reaches the end of its life, it may explode in a spectacular event which is known as a supernova. This explosion throws out stellar material outward at extremely high speeds. The expanding shock wave interacts with the surrounding interstellar gas and the magnetic field. During this interaction, the electrons are accelerated to very high energies. At these energies, electrons produce a synchrotron radiation which is strongly visible in the radio wavelengths. Famous examples of supernova remnants include the Crab Nebula, which is in Cassiopeia A constellation. Radio observations of supernova remnants helped scientists study the shock waves, the particle acceleration, and the cosmic ray production. Now, entire galaxies can also be powerful radio emitters as well. These objects are known as radio galaxies. In many cases, the radio emission originates from a supermassive black hole located at the center of the galaxy. Materials falling into the black holes generate enormous energy and then produce the large plasma jets. These jets can create massive radio structures called the radio lobes, which can extend far beyond the visible boundaries of the galaxy. Radio galaxies are among the largest known structures in the universe. Studying them helps the astronomers understand the galaxy's evolution, black hole feedbacks mechanism, and large-scale cosmic magnetic fields as well. Now, there is some special focus on the hydrogen 21 cm line. Among all these radio emissions in astronomy, now there is a special focus on hydrogen 21 cm line. Among all the radio emissions in astronomy, the hydrogen 21 cm line deserves a special attention. This signal is extremely valuable because hydrogen gas exists throughout the entire universe. Radio telescopes tuned to 1420 MHz can detect this emission and map the hydrogen atoms across the galaxies. One of the greatest advantages of radio waves is that they can pass through the interstellar dust, which can often block the visible light. Because of this clear property, radio observations allow us to observe the regions of galaxy that optical telescopes cannot see. Using the hydrogen 21 cm line, astronomers have been able to trace the spiral arms of Milky Way galaxy and study the galactic rotation of curves. We have also been able to estimate the distribution of matter in the galaxies. This discovery fundamentally changed our understanding of entire galactic structure. Now, in this lecture, we have explored some of the most interesting and important celestial radio sources in the universe. We have discussed about the pulsars, which are rapidly rotating neutron stars that are emitting periodic radio pulses, and the hydrogen clouds, which are producing the famous 21 cm line emissions. Plasma jets near black holes, which are generating powerful synchrotron radiations. Supernova remnants, which are expanding shock waves accelerating towards the universe. Particle radio galaxies, which are enormous structures powered by supermassive black holes. These sources form the foundation of many discoveries in the radio astronomy. In the next lecture, we will discuss how electromagnetic radiations from these sources travel through the space and reach the Earth, and how different observatories detect signals across the electromagnetic spectrum. If you have enjoyed this lecture and want to explore more about the topics in radio astronomy, astrophysics, and signal sciences, make sure to subscribe to my channel and follow this complete series. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next lecture. Until then, take care.